What's going on, YouTube? I am back. As you guys can see, this is a different type of video. So I want to talk today about my mental health, right? As I told you guys, I suffer from stomach issues. I thought it was gastritis. It probably still is, but I noticed that when it comes to stressful / anxious situations, I always spiral. I took my medication for my stomach this weekend. I was visiting my girls' families for the third time. And although everything was great, the moment that I was about to take a test and I couldn't access it, my hands were shivering. Once I covered my hands, my legs were shivering. Once I overthought it and noticed it, I was shivering. I told my girlfriend that I had to lay down to give me 1 second, that I should probably sleep that day. It was 9 o'clock. Pretty early, but I went to bed. She asked me if I needed anything. I said nah. Went to the bathroom, took all of my medication, and although my stomach never felt in pain when doing that, it felt weird. It felt strange. It felt uncomfortable, right? In a way, it felt like if I was supposed to have stomach issues, but something was holding it back, which would sound like a good thing, but it kind of felt just strange, right? I didn't feel good. I couldn't sleep. As you guys know, whenever you get anxiety, your adrenaline spikes up. And once the adrenaline peak is over, you start crashing down. It's almost like taking coffee or pre-workout, and you feel that crash out. Like you just want to go to sleep. You just feel heavy. Like you don't want to know about anything around you. You just want to go to bed. So in that weekend, I felt weak mentally. I really felt like I couldn't with myself anymore. Like I just wanted to lie down and stay sleeping for the whole day. Once my girlfriend drops me off at home, I notice, because whenever I get nervous and anxiety comes in, I notice my surroundings a lot, and I notice that her facial expressions were saying a lot. Basically, I could tell that me being that way wasn't attractive, wasn't giving her hope. On the contrary, I was stressing her out. And she hasn't, I'm not gonna really talk about her because it's her business. I'm just gonna talk about me. That day, she told me that I should go to a psychiatrist, to a psychologist. The difference about a psychologist and a psychologist talks about your problems and tries to give you all the natural solutions. That's what I'm showing you guys right here, right now, what I'm taking. And while the psychiatrist deals with most of the same things, anxiety and all that stuff, but in a chemical way. They give you medical pills, chemical pills, for that nervousness. So yesterday, um, when I went, the reason why I went, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't want to go. I always thought that if you go to a psychologist, you're admitting that you're off, that you're weird. I'm going to be honest, while studying nursing, I noticed that most people need a therapist in a way. And that gave me a little bit more breather, knowing that I wasn't the only one, that this is happening to most people. In Puerto Rico, at least what my dad says, I haven't searched it up, but in Puerto Rico, apparently there's over 5,000 psychologists. It doesn't mean that Puerto Ricans have mental issues, but it does mean that there's a reason why there's so many. The reason is beneficial. It does help. So if you guys need help, you guys can go to a psychologist. At least here in Puerto Rico, my bad. It doesn't matter what type of medical plan you have. They take anyone. Any medical plan covers it. Once I heard that, I felt more calm. Going back to what happened yesterday, I literally wrote a diary for the first time, on my phone, not on paper. And it basically said what happened that day. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. I always wake up at 3:30 in the morning because of pain, discomfort. That day it was discomfort. It was no pain. I took my stomach pills again, and I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel different. I just felt uncomfortable. My body was shaking again. The reason why I was shaking so much, it was because I said, damn, I messed everything up. My girlfriend needed me the most because her family was there. And I'm not really gonna go through why she needed me, but she just needed me. And I couldn't handle it. Instead, I gave her my stress, my anxiety, which as a man, not even as a man, as a partner, you should be in self-control most of the time. So, in other words, I just felt that I couldn't be 100% with her without me crashing out in a nervous way. So I went to the psychologist. I stayed in the clinic for 2 hours. I didn't went to school because in my head, I said, if I can't deal with this overthinking, how am I going to learn in school? Once I went to the clinic, I was really nervous. I got hungry all the time because of my nervousness. And I was waiting for 2 hours. Once I went in the clinic, in the office, and saw a psychiatrist, I was relieved that it was a familiar face. The reason why I was relieved is because, as anybody else, I didn't want a random person to give me life advice. So although I haven't seen this person that much in my life, I seen him in family events a couple times. When I say a couple times, I say like 2 times. But I only talked to him once, and this was my second time. He first told me the normal things. He asked me if I wanted to unalive myself, which I said no. He asked me if I'm seeing things, if I'm hallucinating. I said no. He asked me if I want to unalive somebody else. I said no. Once that was out of the way, he asked me, okay, tell me your story. When did this start? How did it start? And I'm not going to go too in depth in this video. I'll probably do it in another video because it's still a heavy topic for me. But once I told him, he noticed that I couldn't stop shaking. So he gave me this right here, Stress Calm. It's a sublingual pill. Sublingual means under the tongue. And it dissolves in your tongue and goes straight to your head and then slowly to your body. The moment he gave me that pill, I felt immediate relief, but I did felt heavy-headed. I felt drowsy in a way. I just felt like my head wasn't spinning, but it was heavy. I don't really know how to explain it. So the moment that happened, I felt happy. I felt like I had a solution, that I can be myself how I was back then. Which again, I'm going to tell you guys how I used to be back then, so you guys have a better picture of what I'm talking about. But in this video, I just want to focus on that day specifically, yesterday, and what I have right here in front of me. He prescribes me this right here, Goodbye Stress gummies. It does not contain marijuana, nothing like that. You guys can pause the video if you want to. This is what it contains. And this is what the label says. He said to take this every morning before meals. Same as this right here. This is basically vitamin D. Since everybody, even you guys, everybody lacks vitamin D. We're also used to staying inside doors. I don't know if I showed this part, but I'm going to show it again. And it makes you feel good. Oh my God. I'm sorry for that. It's the neighbors. Give me. Oh, there we go. So, after that, he told me to take this, which is gonna be my best friend. This is what's going to give me the help that I need. Kind of like minoxidil. Minoxidil is the tool to give you new hair follicles. Dermarolling helps increase that. So basically, this is my minoxidil, and everything else is my Dermaroller and my beard oils and all that stuff. He said take 2 of these after meals, and that I have to eat 3 times a day at least. To take it after breakfast, after lunch, and after dinner. Today, once I took it, I felt, and I'm still feeling great. I feel like my mind is clear. While yesterday, I don't know if it was because it was my first time, but my head was drowsy, heavy, even after taking it 2 times as prescribed after meal. So another thing that I'm showing you guys here, this is chamomile flower tea. This and this are basically the same thing. This is tea, chamomile tea. It's for stress reduction. I have it literally right here. So once I'm done with the video, I'm taking it. And this right here is the same thing, but in pill form. So that way I can drink something else like water or juice. He said to take this every time while I'm taking my meal. Drink it like if it was water, you know? And this right here, as I told you guys in the beginning of the video, I usually sleep till 3 a.m. in the morning. So this is going to be the thing that calms my nerves while I sleep. He said to take this an hour before sleeping. These are all my things, and this is my mental health journey. Today, I woke up, took a walk, took this, after eating my eggs, took this, and now about to take this after walking. While I was walking, I was talking to God. I was thanking Him for everything. And I was talking to Him about my worries, my overthinkingness, and how I think, how I know. I'm sorry, I gotta change the way that I talk now. That's what my psychologist said, to start thinking like I'm taking action, so that way, my bad. So that way, my confidence goes up again. So I'm going to be better. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to be back. I'm going to come back as how I was. This is my journey. I'm going to keep you guys posted, probably every week again, or every 2 weeks. 1 week, beer stuff, beer content. The next week, mental health. That will be all. I'm actually happy that I said this out loud and talking to a couple of people. If you guys need to do the same thing, I honestly recommend it. Go to a psychologist, start a YouTube video, talk about mental health, spiritual health, which is also a thing, and physical health. You know, take care of yourself. If you think you need help on something, that means that you do need help on something. Nobody's more macho than nobody else. Even psychologists go to other psychologists. So that will be all from me. Take care, you too. Bye-bye.